So to repeat, we are covering this story where suspicious packages were sent to at least 4 military sites in the D.C. area. No word on whether they are fake bombs or real bombs yet. We don't know, but we want to give you the latest updates on this. You might be wondering, what is that picture over your shoulder? That is National Defense University at Fort McNair. That's one of the places that one of the packages were sent to. So let me show you here. Give you some updates on the story. Let's look at a couple different stories. This is the Fox News story. Packages with explosive material sent to military installations in D.C. area. Not many details yet about this story. A lot of the stories have the same details and not many specifics. So we'll show you what we know at this point. Let me just pull this one up here. Okay, so and there's a little map of two of the sites where the packages were sent. One was Fort McNair in D.C. and one was Fort Belvoir outside of D.C. in Virginia. So this is a short article from Fox News. Multiple suspicious packages containing explosive material were sent to at least 3. I read another article that said 4. So anyways, they say at least 3 military installations in the Washington, D.C. area, a senior defense official told Fox Monday. Officials told Fox 5 DC a suspicious package was received at the National Defense University on Fort McNair in southwest Washington, D.C. around 8:30 a.m. The building was evacuated and an Army explosive ordnance disposal team from Fort Belvoir, Virginia, examined the package, which tested positive for black powder and residue. Sorry, I just have to tell my boss, Joe, black screens are happening again. And we apologize for those black screens on YouTube. It's the only platform they happen on. We'd encourage you to send feedback, and also feel free to tweet YouTube about this at YouTube and at Team YouTube and ask them, why can't they fix this after a year of us complaining about it? Why? An X-ray of the first package found this morning indicated a suspected GPS and an expedient fuse were attached, Army officials said. So a GPS and an expedient fuse. The package was later rendered safe. I wonder, the GPS is interesting. Oh, by the way, there was a report out, I should say this right away. There was a tweet out that these are probably not related to the Austin bomber. People might be wondering. Let me show you. I retweeted this before. NBC News reported several federal officials say they do not believe that any of these packages came from Mark Anthony Condit, who caused 3 weeks of terror in Austin, Texas. So let me just get that out there. So getting back here, this first package discovered this morning had a GPS inside. And it's interesting, when I think of package bombs that we've heard about in the news, I don't think about ones with GPS, but certainly I guess the GPS would allow a bomb when it reaches to explode or be activated when it reaches a certain place, and I just hadn't thought about that before. I would think that adds to the complexity of the bomb, certainly. But that would be a way, I guess, for somebody to make a mail bomb and not have it explode prematurely, say in the FedEx or U.S. mail processing center or something. So again, the first bomb had first bomb or hoax bomb or fake bomb had a GPS in it and a what did it say? What fuse was it? Expedient fuse. So that was the first one at 8:30 a.m. That was found at 8:30 a.m. at Fort McNair at the National Defense University. Then at around 11 a.m., Naval Support Facility Dahlgren in King George County, Virginia, also received a suspicious package that was found to be safe. Now, I don't know if found to be safe means it looked like a bomb. Was it a complete false alarm, or was it something that looked like a bomb and ended up not being a bomb but was like a hoax bomb? It's not clear from what that says. Later in the day, officials at a third site, Fort Belvoir in Virginia, said they had received a suspicious package, but it was rendered safe. And it's interesting because people from Fort Belvoir were sent to investigate that first package found at Fort McNair, and then Fort Belvoir also got a suspicious package that was rendered safe. The FBI responded to multiple government facilities today for reports of suspicious packages. Each package was collected for further analysis by the FBI, said the FBI. The packages are being examined at the FBI's field office in Quantico, Virginia. So, at least 3 sites there. I know I read a story that said at least 4, but maybe the story I read changed. Let's see if there's other information about this here. This is local news, NBC Washington. They say packages with apparent explosive components. Seeing if there's any different details. So again, 8:30 a.m., the first one was found at Fort McNair in D.C. at National Defense University. The package tested positive for black powder, which can be used to make explosives. So that first package had a GPS, a fuse, and black powder. And it was rendered safe, and the building was cleared around 1:15. The components are still being investigated. Oh, so there are, look, hang on a second. The packages were sent to 2 sites at Fort Belvoir. Okay, so 2 sites at Fort Belvoir. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and another defense university. One contained liquid in a vial and a circuit board. The law enforcement official said it was also rendered safe. Similar suspicious packages were found at Joint Base Anacostia Bowling in D.C., a CIA mail processing facility, a White House mail processing facility, and Dahlgren Naval Air Station in Virginia. So I'm counting 5 locations. The Naval Air Station, Dahlgren Naval Air Station, White House mail processing facility, CIA mail processing facility. Now, who knows where these were addressed to? I don't know where the packages were addressed to. Also, Joint Base Anacostia Bowling in D.C., and Fort Belvoir and Fort McNair. So there's a large number of sites, including 2 different mail processing facilities, where they found these similar suspicious packages. And again, one of them at Fort Belvoir had liquid in a vial and a circuit board. Very important here. It's not clear if any of the packages was an actual working explosive device that could have been detonated. Look at this. Some included rambling letters, an official described as disturbing. I have to tweet this out. I hadn't even seen this detail. Okay. So this is NBC 4. Oops, hang on a second. NBC 4 Washington. Some of the suspicious packages sent to military sites today contained rambling letters. Gosh, I didn't see this anywhere else. An official described as disturbing. Well, I hadn't seen that before. That's a very interesting detail. Again, in the NBC4 Washington article. Some of the packages included rambling letters, an official described as disturbing. If it's not clear if the packages are linked, I'm guessing that's the working assumption, but officials say they do not believe they are linked to the recent bombings in Austin, Texas. FBI is examining all the packages. Wow. So anyways, if you have thoughts on these suspicious packages sent to military installations, and we should point out, one was found at the White House. Now look at this. White House mail processing facility. That would suggest it was that would suggest it's intended for the White House, isn't it? Doesn't it? So maybe one of them was sent to the White House, because it says one of them was found at the White House mail processing facility. Hey, Gulf Coast Granny made a donation. Thank you, Gulf Coast Granny. We are viewer supported here at Right Side Broadcasting. So if you like that we're covering this and you want to help support Right Side, you can do what Gulf Coast Granny did and go to the bottom of the YouTube chat and click on the dollar sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Your donations keep us on the air, so thank you, Gulf Coast Granny. Thank you to our moderators as well. JC and Guinevere are in the YouTube chat, and Lynn Jean are in the YouTube chat right now, Common Sense and Gleno on the website. So we want to hear what you think about this. Give me a shout if you have thoughts. At Lookner on Twitter. I am at Lookner on Twitter. Now, I also don't know. One of them was found at a CIA mail processing facility, so does that mean that one was sent to the CIA? I don't know. Oak1971 made a donation and said RSBN trumps the mainstream media. Thank you, Oak1971. All right, let me see if you guys have any comments here. Let me get your comments first. Then I'm going to check out one more article and see if there's anything different there. Hang on one second. The Loop 5 says any connection to the carload of propane tanks that ran through the gates at Travis Air Force Base last week. I haven't heard of any connection between these two incidents. In case you hadn't heard about that, I'll give you a little cite here. So a little background here. This is from a couple days ago when a man died after driving a burning van loaded with propane tanks and gasoline canisters onto Travis Air Force Base in California. Now, this guy who drove this car died, so obviously I'm guessing he's not the person, if he died 2 days ago, who sent the two packages. I guess it could be if he sent them before he did this, but it seems unlikely. Also, this was in California. So, no, I have not heard any connection between those two. Carl Peterson made a donation. Says, thank you, Steve and RSBN. Shout out to the chat. Also, MAGA. Thank you, Carl. Garrett says, CBS reported a hazmat situation at West Pasco also. I had heard about a hazmat situation, but, those happen not infrequently, and they pretty much almost always turn out to be like some sort of, either a false alarm or an alarm, but not something where it was like a weapon or something like that. I see we have a lovely black screen on YouTube again. Thank you. This is so wonderful that people are tuning into our broadcast, and YouTube keeps putting black screens on our broadcasts. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, I would encourage you to complain to YouTube about these dumb black screens by rewinding the broadcast, find the black screen, pause on the black screen like I've done here, right-click on the video, and you right-click and you click on Troubleshoot Playback Issue, and just send your feedback. Another black screen. You morons. Why does this only happen on right side broadcasting channel? Fix it. I'm sick of this crap. And then you press send at the bottom. Oops, I misspelled it. Happen. We've complained over a year numerous times, and numerous times they told us they'd fix it, and they never fix it. Can't figure it out. They can't figure it out. All that money, they can't figure it out. I'm sure if NBC News was having the same problem on their Twitter, the same thing, they wouldn't figure it out either. Oh, look, another one. Thank you. Another black screen. Another one. Anyways, we apologize. If you're watching on YouTube and you see these black screens, go to one of our other platforms. So you probably didn't hear this because you had a black screen on YouTube, but you can always go, if you watch us on Twitter, if you watch us on Facebook, if you watch us on Periscope, no black screens ever, just YouTube. Let me get to some more of your comments. Before I was interrupted by YouTube, rudely, I was going to look up this West Pasco thing. Yeah, so false alarm today at West Pasco, as I'll show you. Dan the plumber made a very generous donation. Wow, thank you, Dan, of $99.99, and he said, "I love black screen." Dan, thank you so much. Dan sometimes donates when we get black screens. I don't think he actually loves them, but we really appreciate that, Dan. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Material that caused West Pasco Government Center to be evacuated deemed not hazardous. So false alarm in Florida at the West Pasco Government Center. Hey, write to me with your comments on this story. @Lookner on Twitter. @Lookner on Twitter. Jeremy Miller writes, LOL, at this point it's a game to YouTube. Let me show you another article about this. You know, the different articles about this have different information. So does the CNN article have anything different than we've seen so far? Of course, CNN, even on this article, you can see they promote the Stormy Daniels at the top. That was their number one story. I flipped on CNN earlier to see if they were going to cover this, and their number one story wasn't this. It was the Stormy Daniels. FBI is taking custody of multiple packages. We knew that. We knew all of this. There was a GPS. In the first package, there was a GPS and expedient fuse and black powder found inside, explosive black powder. This has not much of anything in this article. Hang on, maybe I can find something else new for you. So if you're just joining us, to summarize what's happened, there were a number of suspicious packages sent today to various military sites, all in the D.C. area, including some in Virginia near D.C. They were all taken custody of by the FBI, and they've been rendered safe. One of them, at least, had explosive material inside, but another one didn't, I guess, and the other ones we haven't heard about. Some of them contained disturbing letters. In addition to being sent to military sites, one was found at a CIA mail sorting facility, one was found at a White House mail sorting facility. So maybe those were intended for the CIA and the White House. And the FBI is trying to determine now if these were hoaxes or they might have been actual real bombs. So that's what we're talking about here right now and trying to get you more information about it. Let me just see if I can find anything more up to date than what we've been reporting. Authorities do not believe this is connected to the Austin package bombings from the last few weeks. I also don't even know, were these sent by U.S. mail? Were they sent by UPS? Did somebody hand deliver them? Was it a private courier? I have no idea. Don't know. And not really hearing much more detail about this. So be interested in knowing if we get more information on this in the coming hours. You can let me know if you've heard anything new. @Lookner on Twitter, @Lookner. I'm just checking some different articles here. This is the New York Post article. That's another shot of the National Defense University at Fort McNair. One of the packages was sent there. One of the packages had black powder, GPS, and a fuse. One of them had liquid in a vial and a circuit board. Some contained written letters. Anyways, so that's what we have up to date on that. Let me know if you have any thoughts on this. @Lookner on Twitter, @Lookner. Chowdo Ranger says, minor grammatical point, the title should say suspect packages. I don't know why suspicious packages is wrong. Suspicious is an adjective and packages is a noun. I don't see why that's wrong. Thank you, Sweet Sinner, for tweeting YouTube about the black screens. SoCal Boho Gal says, is this a dry run for someone? Is this another person connected to that guy in Texas to try to promote someone else doing this? No, authorities think there's no connection between this and the person in Texas who was doing it. That's what we've heard. Jonathan Lee Riches says, a liberal Marxist progressive for sure. We have no word on what person or people might have sent these things yet. Nothing. We know nothing about them. SoCal Boho Gal says, NBC says they were sent through the mail. Let's see. I want to see if I can find the NBC News article. Were they all sent through the U.S. mail? Maybe they were. Here is the NBC News article. They were sent through the mail. Thank you, SoCal Boho Gal. So I guess all the packages were sent through the mail. They were sent to military and intelligence addresses. There were 6 in all. 6 locations in all. There you go, 6 locations, including the CIA. Well, the thing is, they ended up at this CIA mail sorting facility, White House mail sorting facility. So I assume those were going to CIA and White House. U.S. Naval facility in Dahlgren, Virginia, and 2 facilities at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. And also, there was the one at Fort McNair. The packages were sent through the mail. Some included letters that one official described as disturbing and rambling. Each time they said the packages were quickly rendered safe. Now, I don't mean does that mean the packages, does that suggest they weren't like sophisticated bombs? Because if they were real bombs, you'd think they wouldn't be quickly rendered safe? I don't know. Maybe we can read into quickly in that they weren't sophisticated bombs or bombs. I don't know. They didn't believe any of the packages came from the Austin bomber. They are examining the FBI. The FBI is examining them to see whether they're the work of the same person or persons and to determine whether they were working devices or hoaxes meant to look real, which implies they did look real. So we're going to be on the air a few more minutes taking your comments. Write to me on Twitter if you have comments. I want to hear from you at Lookner, at Lookner. And I will also try to check out, too, while I have a second, I have the Periscope chat up here. I have the YouTube chat up here. So I'll see what people are saying in our chat rooms while we have a second. Oops, let me do this. Let me go to me. And then I can open up the Facebook chat here as well and see what people are saying in our chat rooms. So hang on one sec. Thanks again to our moderators for moderating our chats. Okay. Hang on. Deborah K. Hinson Martin in the Facebook chat says, come on already. Damian Ruelas on our YouTube chat says, at least a bomb is better than a disease inside the package. Eric says, the media is all about Stormy Daniels. And if I hear anything more about this after the stream tonight, I will definitely protest. I will definitely post it on my Twitter site, which is at Lookner, at Lookner, so you can follow me there for breaking news if you want. Also, be sure to subscribe to us and follow us on our different accounts in social media so you know when we're coming on the air with these live videos. YouTube, Right Side Broadcasting, Make sure you hit the notifications bell. Facebook, Right Side Broadcasting. Twitter, at RSB Network. And Periscope, RSBN TV. Let me do one more quick check and see if I can find anything new about this story. I wonder, so if these packages were all sent by the same person, but the person didn't mail them in, like, so if they were sent through the mail, they would either have to have the mail pick them up at the person's apartment, or they would have to go mail them at the post office. Now, maybe they put them in a drop box at the post office and don't mail them in person, but are there security cameras at all the drop boxes at the post office? That I don't know. I would think it'd be pretty easy for them to figure out which, well, obviously they know which post offices these came from. I wonder if there are security cameras at like mailboxes at post offices. You know, some post offices have boxes outside of the office. I wonder if there are security cameras on them. Because you'd think if there are, they could get a shot of this person mailing them. Actually, also there's rambling letters too. So now they have the person's handwriting. Well, I don't know if it was handwriting or typed. Deborah Morgan says, any word on why a GPS in the devices? Still 6 sites bombs. Well, we don't know if they were bombs. They could have been hoaxes. Yeah, I saw 6 total packages, I believe, at 6 sites. And why a GPS? Well, if it's a real bomb, a GPS, I guess, could be used to make the bomb activate or explode when it's at a certain location. If it's a fake bomb, a GPS could be put in there just because that's a crazy person's idea of what a bomb looks like, and maybe to make it look like a real bomb. I'm not sure. So I leave it to you to draw your theories on why the GPS was in at least one of these packages. Yeah, but as I said before, you know, the authorities said they quickly neutralized these things. So I don't know, you know, maybe, I don't know, if they were fake, were they complex fakes, or was it like somebody who knew about explosives would be like, oh no, that's obviously not a real bomb. It might have some explosive material in it, but it's not an actually working bomb. I don't know. All right, I'm going to make the last call for comments on this broadcast. If you have comments on this story, 6 suspicious packages, I believe, according to NBC. Yes, I'll show you here. 6 suspicious packages sent to military intelligence sites. All of them were rendered harmless. They are all with the FBI right now. No word on whether they're actual bombs or hoaxes. We don't know. But that's the latest we have right now. All these sites were also in the D.C. area. I'm guessing they might have been all sent from the same post office, but I can't confirm that. Maybe they were sent from different post offices. But if you have comments, last call for comments, I'm at Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner on Twitter. SoCal Boho Gal says GPS could be used to track to see where packages will go once they're mailed if transmitting. Scary. So your theory, SoCal Boho Gal, is the person could put his GPS in a package to see where exactly it goes through the mail system. However, if they wanted to do that, they wouldn't necessarily need to put something that looked like a bomb in the package. They could just mail a GPS inside a box and see where it goes. So, anyways. Serenity Seas on Periscope says, how were they delivered? They were delivered by U.S. mail. U.S. mail. They were all sent through the mail, as you can see in that subheadline there. Royce Alred said Amazon. No, Royce. I think Royce is joking. They were not Amazon. Noah Cano says, shouldn't there be security at these locations where the packages were delivered? Well, Noah, maybe they did have security. Maybe they were able to find these things where there was, I don't know if these things made it to like the desk of a military official. All it says here is the first was discovered at the National Defense University. It was quickly rendered safe. So it's possible that in all of these places, all the packages were discovered in, say, mail sorting facilities where they do check things out. I can't say, but we didn't have any word that we've seen no word that any of the packages like made it to an intended recipient. I don't know. Maybe some of them did, but I don't know. I'm guessing these military sites, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that they have mail sorting facilities. I can't speak to their security there, though. Stella Portwood says, curious, how were they identified as bombs? Well, they were not identified as bombs. They were identified as suspicious. And I guess whoever looked at them, who knows what they're looking at, saw stuff that looked like it could be a bomb, and then they had the authorities look at it. Deborah McDonald McGarrell says, with all the bomb threats lately, has anyone been held accountable? Well, the Austin bomber was chased down and then killed himself, so there was him. Ray Savage says, well, if they contained explosive, they weren't suspicious. Well, what if they weren't formulated like a bomb, but they had explosive powder in them? That could be suspicious, although not a bomb. All right, I think we are going to wrap up. Matt Slater in the YouTube chat says, I think we need more canines. All right, so we're going to wrap up this stream right now. We appreciate you joining us for this news. Again, if I hear anything more about this story, I will post it on my Twitter at @LookNurse. You can follow me on Twitter for breaking news. We need more. Oops, sorry. And we appreciate our moderators who've been moderating the chat room. JC Guinevere. Real Frank, Lynn Jean. No, I don't know if Real Frank was there, but Lynn Jean was there. Common Sense and Gleno on the website. Thanks to the people who donated. Very much appreciated. A special shout out to Dan the Plumber for his black screen donation. We are viewer supported, so if you like Right Side, having Right Side as an alternative to mainstream media, I'm guessing the mainstream media channels didn't do that much on this story tonight. They probably did some, but did they do a stream, a whole whatever, how long this was, where they took your comments? No, I can guarantee you they didn't read your comments on the air. But they were probably really busy right now. I'm guessing if you turned on the mainstream media, covering a lot of Stormy Daniels stuff. But we wanted to cover this in full for you. So if you like that we do this stuff, you can donate by going to the bottom of the YouTube chat. Click on the $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat, or go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. You can even get free stuff if you set up a monthly donation, free stuff like this Right Side mug. So we're going to wrap this up. If there's big news later tonight, we will come back on the air. But for now, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you people for saying thank you. Thank you, Brian Last. Thank you, Jessica Pearson. Alia in the YouTube chat room had an interesting theory about having the GPS in the package. Alia says using a GPS in the package allows the person who sent it to track it via the U.S. Postal Service. Allows the person who sent it to track the package without having to track it via the Postal Service, which would require identifying intel. So Alia's theory is that the person who sent at least the one package that had the GPS in it that we heard about sent it so that they personally could track the package. Interesting. Thank you, Davis Deaton. Thank you, Remain Faithful. Thank you, Kenneth Vaughn. Thank you, Keck Magician. Thank you, everybody else who's been watching and saying thank you. Thank you, Crispy. Thank you, Margie B. It's okay. Thank you, Deborah McDonald McGarrell. And thank you, everybody else who joined us for this stream. If you missed the stream and you're just joining us, hey, go back and watch the start of the stream. It's there. You can watch it on any of our platforms. Just go back and watch the start of the stream. Thank you, Jennifer Madison. Thank you, Case Critters. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Daniel Alexander. All right, that's going to be it for this stream. Thanks for joining us here at Right Side Broadcasting. We hope you have a fantastic evening, and we hope that there are no more of these packages out there to scare people. And we'll let you know if we hear more. But for now, I am Steve Lookner. This is Right Side Broadcasting. From all of us here, thank you for joining us, and have a good night.